Hi, this is Bernie with National Law Docs, and today we are going to talk about credit repair. This video will give a brief summary of the law and how, from a common sense layman's perspective, you can benefit from the repair. First, what are we trying to accomplish? Let me answer this by giving you an example. Take Joe. All his life he has been diligent in paying his bills on time, but because of circumstances beyond his control, a car being repossessed when he co-signed for his daughter, sending in a payment on his Visa card on time but they messed up and did not credit it properly, having a dispute with the store in which he bought his stereo system, and having a medical collection bill that should have been paid by his insurance company. Well, Joe thought that because he had so many years of good credit history that he would never have a problem. He was wrong. He has now been turned down 3 times for a business loan, denied an application for a new credit card, has to pay a higher interest rate for his new car he just purchased, and insult upon insult, his new job is now requiring his credit to be checked. He's had it and he wants to do something about it. This kit will help him change that predicament, as it will yours. First of all, how does it work? Well, assume you have some negative items that are being reported to the major credit reporting services, such as Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax. For example, if the Visa card showing up is 60 days late, we want to remove that. So the goal is to get those negatives off the report, strike them from the credit report. Back to our example of the Visa card, you can catch up and make the account current, but the 60-day delinquency remains on the report. It's a misconception that once you get current or even pay down the balance completely, the past negatives disappear. This is not the case. So what we are trying to do here is eliminate the negatives completely. Fortunately or unfortunately, our modern financial systems emphasize credit. Not only do we need good credit to apply for a credit card, a loan, or similar account, or get a good rate on a car loan, but review of your credit report is now being required by insurance companies, utilities, government agencies, employers, and the list goes on and on. But the good news is that the federal law comes to save the day. You have a bundle of rights contained in the Federal Fair Credit Reporting Act. Without getting into the infinite details, this is how the law works. You have a right to dispute any negative item on your report, and the 3 reporting agencies have 45 days to get back to the creditor and verify whether the negative information is accurate. If the creditor does not respond within this time period, automatically, as a matter of law, the blemish must be removed. It is as if you were never behind in the first place. It's perfectly legal to do this even if you actually were late on the payment. In other words, you don't have to prove you're right. They have the burden of proving it is accurate. So in a nutshell, all major credit repair agencies do the same thing, this well-established and in many cases successful way of cleaning up your credit. But you might say, the creditors will always verify the negative information, won't they? Well, not necessarily. They could be too busy, the files may be in storage, they may send the verification in late, or you may have spoken to the creditor and they show the file is disputed. Well, how do we do it in the first place? Well, you can do it yourself. Frankly, it will take untold hours and a lot of frustration without our forms because you don't have the right documents and letters and demands. Our kit not only has the paperwork, but the proper wording under federal law. We also have a number of follow-up letters that cover literally all the contingencies. There are companies on the internet that charge as much as $2,500 to do this for you. Basically, they are not performing any sophisticated activities such as lawsuits or negotiations. They're simply filling out standard paperwork. You are paying clerks and secretaries to fill in the blanks on boilerplate forms, the very paperwork you can do yourself. There's no reason why you cannot do this as a layman. Our forms accomplish the same purpose and are very simple to fill out. Internet companies such as ours, yes, there are others on the internet, but their forms tend to be minimal and do not cover all the possible contingencies, including the follow-up letters. And our forms have been prepared by an experienced credit rights attorney. Anyway, what kind of results can we expect? Well, studies show that by using these established procedures, one's credit can be significantly increased. We go one step further. If your credit is not increased by at least 40 points, you can keep the kit and we will refund all monies. Now, how does it work? Well, you'll receive a kit similar to the one you see here, and you'll have the introductory section with the basic how to do introduction, and then you go right into the step number 1. The first step is to get a copy of your credit report and your credit score. This tells you how to do it without paying that extra fee. And then with this information, you start in with the initial letters. The first letter is called form number 1. You report all negative items as disputed. And this sets up the 45 days in which they have to verify it from the creditor. We also have letters for credit collection agencies. If you have a collection account over 7 years and 7 months, it must automatically go off. They can't re-age and keep putting this on your report. We also have letters for if you actually have a false piece of information. For example, Joe's example where he sent in his payment on time, but they didn't credit it adequately. That's a bona fide dispute, and there's a special letter for that. We also have a goodwill letter, and that is, we call it the give me a break letter, and that is if you've been paying year after year on time and you mess up once and have a single 30-day late, you write a letter and say, hey guys, come on, give me a break, at least take this off, and a lot of times they'll do that. We also have a credit collection letter if your collection is under the 7 years, and similar documents. You then wait 45 days, and then you go into the follow-up letters. We have follow-up letters for all the initial ones we did, so that you keep them honest. And then at the very, very end, hopefully the information will come off at that point, but at the very, very end we have small claims language and procedures and even a little kit of how to act and dress and be successful in front of a small claims judge. So that's how it works. We also have secrets as how to negotiate. In other words, pay for delete. You go to a collection agent and say, hey, look, I'll pay you the money if you take it off. And a lot of times they'll do that. So we have the different letters for that. So the bottom line is that it's worth the time and effort to go through this process. Credit is just too important to be trifled with. And remember, we're here to give you free, unlimited consultation in filling out these forms. So by all means, call us if you have any questions. Good luck, and thanks for choosing National Law Docs.